Good morning. How are you doing? It's early if you're here with me at this hour, or maybe you're joining later. In any case, was thinking this morning about our connection to each other and to the larger world. And you know, the thing that's kind of important to accept is that I am really just here. It's all I've got, and maybe we could even imagine in our own way. That we're all, well, that you and me, each of us connected to the present moment cosmic picture, that this ecology of life that we're in, is on a physical level, we're obviously part of something bigger than ourselves. And on an awareness level, that could be defined as what spirituality is in general, is trying to perceive my place in the big cosmic ecological picture, the moral universe, the universe of living beings, and especially the world of my fellow humans. And even as I say that, maybe what I'm suggesting is that we all just take a moment just to find our place in that, in whatever we believe. So this is where we come to a place of belief on some level, or not. Or we just look at the pure history and science and psychology. What we know is that we are incredibly connected and we're longing for more. That's why we read so much news. That's why we want to know what's happening, what's happening with them other people, the good ones and the bad ones. That's how we tend to think of it. And that's one way of connecting. I can read a newspaper every day. I can watch movies. I can read books. I can listen to stories. I can see people's paintings. Every bit of it is really, there's a longing to connect. And in meditation, I hesitate to tell anyone else what that connection is supposed to be for them. Maybe in the real world, some people connect through writing, painting, singing, working, building, landscaping, organizing finances. So all these different ways of kind of exploring connectivity and relationship. Why would that be any different in our inner experience? That each of us has kind of a gift or a way of practicing and experiencing connection to others. And I know what that looks like for me. I know what it feels like. I know that it's possible to, sit out in the woods by a stream and just let that place speak to me and tell me what my place is in everything. I know that it's possible to see people, talk to them, greet them, and let that experience tell me what my connection is. And I also know that meditation is interesting because it's very self-focused, right? Just here with me. And the truth is, this is the only place where I can connect with others, is from within my own self. my own experience, my own heart, my own mind, my own gut, my body, all of it. So entering into myself is entering into connection. It's entering into meaningful connection. And this is especially true as we all have our work to do today. We all have, as my dad used to say, places to go or people to see, or sometimes when he didn't want to say where he was going, he would say, I got to go see a man about a dog. That was just an old saying, I guess. Always wanted to know about that dog. We had many dogs in our life, but why was he always going to see a man about a dog? I don't know. A little humor. Anyway, so we're all going to be going to do things. We're going to be talking to folks. We're going to be selling. We're going to be being a therapist or just being a retired person who's talking to other folks. Or maybe we're going to stay alone all day. Maybe we're not going to do a darn thing. But even in that, we're encountering this world where we have to just accept that we are intrinsically connected to everyone and everything. So when we enter into our own being with awareness, we're entering into that connection without trying anything fancy. And it's the foundation of all, is that being present. And people know when you are. Maybe they even feel it far away. I've had so many times in my life where somebody's on my mind. I'm thinking about them and I'm feeling about them, and all of a sudden, maybe I haven't seen them in a long time, and all of a sudden there's a connection that actually manifests itself. But I was feeling it for days. And I've learned to not ignore that. So, it's possible, as I think back over my own life, that every connection I've ever made is meaningful and is still happening inside of me. So when we enter into our own being, we're not entering into a place of isolation and loneliness. There might be loneliness there, that's a feeling. And that's, that comes and goes. The loneliness speaks of a longing for more connection, more intimate, knowing connection with others, more time spent, more things done together. So in this, how does this tie into our theme, which is meditation for wisdom and democracy? Maybe democratic energy is felt through connection. So today, I'd like us to return to, I will invite us and guide us into body and breath awareness with just a hint of remembering and knowing that when we enter into our self with full awareness, when we open up to or point our awareness into our actual experience, we'll find that longing for the others and that sense of connection. And whoever I meet today, I want them to feel that I'm really present. That's another meaning of this work we do, this non-work we do. Whoops, that wasn't very inspiring. Bonk. Love it. Here we go. So, again, remembering that this time is set aside to exercise awareness with a minimum of effort. So, we can begin by turning our awareness towards ourself in a kind way, kind and open way, receptive, just taking in our own being. So, greet yourself, greet the moment, and greet the overall experience you're having right now. The energetic sensations of your body, the expression you feel on your face, the feelings left over from sleep, and your physical sensations. Maybe the sense of how much energy do you have right now. And just be with that in an open way, receiving your own being in this moment. And then bringing awareness to the breath. Take a moment to just notice how you're breathing. And as you pay closer and closer attention to each breath, bringing your awareness to the way breath moves in your abdomen, the sensations there as your abdomen expands and contracts. And lingering for a while with that experience of breathing in and out and the belly, moving with each breath, letting everything else fall into the background if it's possible. Thoughts, worries, plans. While your attention's on your breath. And then opening up your awareness like a wide angle lens, taking in all of your body as it's breathing. Feeling your feet, their connection to the earth beneath you, feeling where you're sitting, that sense of the ground beneath you, and noticing that each breath flows in and out of the whole body, all the way into your legs, all the way out of your legs and feet, filling your torso, your chest, your belly, all the way through your back. Even noticing that each breath fills your head and touches the back of your face, and all the way down your arms and hands. And then settling down, keeping awareness on body and breath. As best you can. And if you wish, you can explore the meaning of your body and breath in a very simple way. Acknowledging that this present moment and the being that you are connects you to all living things, and especially to your fellow humans. And if those connections are difficult for you, I'm so sorry, but just be with that. And perhaps on each in breath, hearing the words in your mind, I am here, or I am present. And on each out breath, mindful of your connection and your place in the world, hearing the words, I belong. I'm present. I belong. Dropping these simple words into your being, noticing their effect, not trying to force anything. And practicing in silence on your own if you wish. Coming back to the body and back to the breath. I'm present where I belong. And it's okay, sometimes just let go of the words and return to body and breath. Simple awareness. And start again from there. Tracking each breath, holding your whole body in a cradle of awareness, affirming, I am here where I belong. Noticing what this stirs in the heart, noticing what thoughts it presents, and most of all, noticing the body and the breath present in this moment. So, in this meditation, we may be encountering that the body and the breath is truly where we belong. And it's that place of connection that we long for, that we're made for. And we can come back here anytime we wish. We can refocus. So now letting go of all words, letting go of all thoughts. And for the last few moments, moment by moment, breath by breath, bringing awareness to right now in your heart, your body, your breath. Coming home where you belong. You may wish to stop listening right now just to be with yourself. Or if you wish, you can continue, and I'll offer a few closing reflections on today's practice. Okay, so if you're still here, I've, had the privilege, a grateful privilege of being able to be with thousands of people as a therapist. And one of the most common troubles that people share is their feelings of not fitting in. And fitting it in as a construct, a mental construct of like, there's a world out there, there's people, there's a certain way you're supposed to be, and I can never be that. So I can't see myself in that world. I can't see myself happily in that world of connection. I'm outside of it, and I don't know how to get inside of it. I think it's because I'm not good enough. I think it's because they're better than me. I think it's because I'm being judged. And then there's a deeper sense, like when I meditate on the words, I belong, right where I am, here I am, and I belong here. I belong, my own. I think of people who are in places that they were unfairly taken to. In the history of slavery and oppression, people imprisoned, whether rightly or wrongly. How do you wake up in the morning in a prison and say, I belong? How do you lay in a hospital bed and say, I belong? How do you go to school with a mean teacher and say, I belong? How do you go to school with mean people around you criticizing you or putting you down and say, I belong? Well, it's possible, but it's really painful. But what we know is the construct of fitting in is shame-inducing. And the experience of belonging is free from shame. Belonging is when you know that just as you are is fine and you have your place in the universe and you have a right to be yourself. Be your imperfect, weird, quirky, wonderful self. Belong and know that and not let anybody take that. But boy, it sure takes a lot of it's a hard experience to cultivate at first. Then it becomes hard to think about fitting in. It's like, what? Why would I want that? If I fit in, I've given it all away. So those are just some reflections. And, as we practice, we may become aware that, wow, it really is hard to be human. It's hard to nurture the right thing. It's hard to nurture the thing that's going to be life-giving and supportable, sustainable. It's easy to get caught in dead-end thoughts and worries. So listen in your own experience, listen for that thing that questions whether or not you fit in and see what it's like. The truth about our nature is that we have both at the same time. Most of us, so like I have this worry world about fitting in, and there is some value in that. Like I want to be able to enter into an arrangement, a social experience or community, and find my place in it and not be offensive to others and have other people appreciate me. And we want our belonging to be so deeply authentic that it's really connected, that we can actually enter into ourself and feel our connection to others. Just have it built in. Those are, both real. And the practice of meditation is really a practice of an awareness that basically is able to say to me, of course you belong. You're just who you are. Of course you're fine. There's a foundation inside to just be yourself. I really appreciate that, in these times that we don't have to be alone and we can practice together. We can talk, although it's me talking here. I wish it was more conversational, but it just is what it is right now. I wish y'all well, and whether you're looking at this like 10 years from now or looking at it this morning or this afternoon or evening, let's keep each other in mind as we move through this time. And let's try to communicate to others that they belong. Let's look at people that way. People want to be seen. That's how they know they belong. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye.